Hello! In this video we're going to see how to handle require statements and error messages with a few examples. We'll set up three in fact. Two will be in our withdraw function, which we've built in the simple mappings video, and one will be a classic, the require statement inside the only owner modifier. So let's move on to dual contract. And here you will see that the constructor and deposit are both written in Solidity. This is just to save up some screen space. And now the withdraw function, which is basically the same as we've left it, except I added these two comments here. So let's get started. First things first, we need to check if we're using an if statement, if the amount is 0 or not, and we would do that using the is0 instruction. So if the amount is 0, then we would revert. And how do we do that? Well, the Solidity team put this article in April 2021 that describes this process. It's a 5-step process basically, and we will do it a bit differently because we will use our 0x40 pointers and whatnot, but the steps are indeed described here. So the first thing, we will have the mstore 0x40 and we will pass this thing here. Now what is this thing? Well, this is the selector for the error string. So let's do it. At the 0x40 we would pass in this selector. So this is step 1. Step 2, here at 0x44 we would pass 32. Next, here we are passing at 0x64 this number 12. This is the length of our string, our error string rather. So this is the length of unauthorized in this case. So at mstore 0x64 we will not pass it anything yet. We don't know what our error string is. And then fourth step, at 0x84 we pass in the error string. So mstore 0x84, and let's actually use the error string from Solidity, the original one. Amount must be greater than 0, and this has a length of 29 characters. And lastly, we need to put the revert. So the revert starts from 0x40 and the size is 0x64, and that is it. Let's deploy it. And now if I try to withdraw 0, I should get amount must be greater than 0, and I do. So since the steps are the same, let's just copy paste this, and actually I left a template here as you can see. Let's copy paste this and put it here in the require statement. So most of the well, this will be the same, this will be the same, the revert will be the same. We basically need to change the condition, the text, and the text length. So here, what is the condition? Well, the amount needs to not be greater than the balance's sender. So how would we do that? Well, we can use the greater than instruction. So if the amount is greater than, in this case, the ADDR balance, then we would revert. Let's put in the insufficient balance as a text, and this has the length of 20. Now let's deploy this and try to get three-way. Well, we don't have anything anyway, so, and we get insufficient balance. Great. Now let's copy paste it one more time, and let's go to the only owner. And here we essentially want to compare the msg.sender to the owner. First, let's just store the owner in a new variable. Let's call it underscore owner, and we would do sload on the owner.slot. And next, we want to compare this underscore owner to the msg.sender, or the caller in Yule, and we would do that using an instruction aq. And we can just compare it like so, owner with dot caller, so if they are equal or not. Next, let's copy paste the message. So well, if I can copy paste correctly, so you are not the owner, and the message length here is 21, I think, right? Now let's deploy this. Actually, we forgot something. We need to add it to a method. Let's put it on the deposit. We are not going to do this in production, well, or rather in a real smart contract, but for testing purposes, let's just try that. And let's try to deposit one way. And now I am the owner, so that should work. And it says that I'm not the owner, which is interesting. Why do you think that happens? Well, because we need to use is 0 on this. So if we use is 0 on this, and now we run it, when we do the deposit, you will see that it works. Now let's move to another address, and let's also try to deposit from here and deposit, and we are told that we are not the owner. So that's it. Now that we've gone through these 3 examples, you've probably noticed how similar they were, since we copy-pasted a lot. And since this contract probably still has a dozen more require statements than it would need, I encourage you to try out and write some by yourself. And that is it for this video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments or DM me. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next videos.